Hi, I'm Misty Winkler. Have you ever been frustrated trying to use a planner? Have you ever worried that you spend more time writing in your planner and decorating your planner than actually doing what that pretty plan tells you to do? Let me share my quick planner hack that streamlines the process and keeps me focused on the most important things to do each day. Let's dig in. I know. Planners are pretty, they're fun, but a lot of the ones that we can buy pre-printed, packaged, ready to go are actually overkill. They contain sections and questions and areas that maybe work for the person who designed it and implemented it. And maybe they work for some people, but just because a tactic or a format works for one person does not mean that it's the thing that will work for anyone and everyone. Instead of searching for and continually trying for that planner that will magically, suddenly make us into planners who not just make a plan, but then, do the plan. We need to find planning strategies that are simple, streamlined, and personalized. And that's the planner hack that I have for you today. Try to figure out what we need to make a consistent daily plan that actually works. We have to think about what the point of it all really is. Why have a planner in the first place? Why write things down? And you've probably thought about that already, maybe in the spirit of like, do I really have to? Or what's the point? Because I seem to just be wasting my time. And the reality is that a lot of planning is wasting time. But that's because of the kind of plan that we make, and not that all planning is always a waste of time. When we make plans that are based on wishful thinking, that's a waste of time. We need to plan for right now, our current reality, our current responsibilities, and then our plan will be effective. I think that a good question that we can ask is, what's the least amount of effort that I have to do to create an effective plan, a plan that I will use and follow through on? And my answer to that question is all you need is a Post-it note. Using a Post-it note to make our daily plans helps us remember that not only our time, but even our energy and our attention, our abilities are limited. We can't do everything that we might be keeping on some other to-do list. We have to pick the things that are most important. And then when we write down the things that are most important on a small piece of paper that we can keep in front of our face, then we are more likely to follow through on them because they're not vague, nebulous, I coulda, shoulda, woulda someday do this thing. We have specified and written down and thought about what it is we actually have to do. So on your Post-it note, every day, at the beginning of the day, or maybe at the end of the day before, write down your top 3 things. That's a hard thing to do. It's a skill that we have to practice, and we will get better and better the more we practice it at choosing what those top 3 things really are. But the exercise of having to choose, having to narrow it down and pick 3 is all a part of what makes it actually work, because the best planning is mostly a thinking exercise. It's not that in writing something down, it's more likely to happen. In reality, it is having thought about it and putting our priorities and what we need to be paying attention to top of mind and visibly in front of our faces that makes it actually able to happen. Our minds are for thinking, and we need to give ourselves the time and the prompts to actually think about what's most important just today. And the daily card is an exercise that helps us do just that. Because we are limited. We're limited in time, we're limited in resources, we're limited in energy. Our to-do list also needs to be limited. And the tiny size of a Post-it note is a visible reminder of that. Writing what needs to happen out by hand every day helps us focus on our priorities. It allows us to adjust the plan as needed as life unfolds, and it puts our responsibilities right in front of our face. The great thing about a sticky note is that it's sticky. I can put this on the top of the computer monitor. I can put this on the front cover of my planner so that it's right there. I can put it on the back of my phone and have it right with me in my pocket. A Post-it note is super flexible and can help us keep our priorities visible. And that's really key, because a planner, no matter what kind of planner, will not work unless you look at it. So I challenge you to try out this quick, simple, cheap option for your own daily to-do list. Try it for at least a week. Give it a fair shot, practice, and see what happens. Over at Simply Convivial, I've put together a daily card quick start guide that will help you get going with this small, simple habit. It will teach you how to make and use this card every day and give you a checklist so that you can hold yourself accountable to actually trying this out for yourself. And where you can also write down your observations about what you learn about this method and also yourself, so that you can figure out a plan that works for you. Visit simplyconvivial.com to find that today. At Simply Convivial, we do not believe in one-size-fits-all solutions, plans, or checklists. I'm all about teaching you the principles and the skills that you need to figure out what's going to work for you in your particular situation with your particular needs. If that's what you need, then make sure to subscribe and check out some of my other videos. But always remember that your attitude is the most important part of your organization project. So, repent, rejoice, repeat.